out for me for New York City, want to buy 50 books and want me to come up there, do some speaking engagements. So working.
That's awesome. Good
Shift
for
change,
you.
shift change and everything else, man. So, like I tell you right now, is guess what? When you're blessed and highly favored, nothing and no one can stop you.
That's
And
right.
sometimes the crazy part about it, you can't share your dreams. You can't share your vision. You can't share your thoughts and ideal because some of the people that you think that's supposed to be cheering you on is the same one they're praying for your demise. They're the one try to take that fork and stick it in your balloon, and it's the one that you least expect. It's the one they be up there. Yeah, girl, you go. But the same token, they seriously, you learn, you watch, and you see different situations from different people. And the older that I'm getting, honestly speaking, is sometimes the people that's close to you right now is the one that will throw that monkey wrench into your program because they don't want to see you excel. And it's sad, but it's reality. And it's our own people that you probably know all your life.
Right.
You know?
It's
I
always
mean,
going to be ones that you least expect, but hey, it is what it is.
hey everybody, how y'all doing today? Right now, thank you for joining me. Right now is thank you for joining me in Shateka. Right now is what we're doing is right now we're talking like right now in the summertime is difficult because once again everybody get busy. Everybody be busy. Everybody start their summer vacation and everything else. But what we're gonna try to do, we're gonna try to stay as committed as possible because life's gonna happen to each and every one of us. Right now, sometimes I might be available, sometimes Shateka might don't be available, or vice versa. Last time Shateka was available, but guess what? Here it is. I had technical difficulty with my StreamYard. So once again, like I'm saying, that was my fault and I accept full responsibility on it. But what we did is we didn't drop the ball. We went on IG. And sometime right now, that's what we're going to continue to do. Take advantage of whatever resource that we have. As long as we taking the time to educate people on a 99 tip to retirement. Because once again, I don't want nobody to be 70, 75, 80, 85, 90 years old, got to get back out there, out in that workplace, trying to eat, trying to live, trying to pay Simple Simon bill. If we would have did it right the first time, we wouldn't have that problem. But a lot of us do not have no financial education. So once again, when I got a young lady that have taken the time to learn this stuff and got the ability to share it, because what good to have knowledge if you don't have no one to share it with? So no further ado, I'm going to introduce my friend, the Queen, Shateka.
Well, thank you
Welcome.
so much for allowing me the opportunity to speak to your family, right? So that everyone that's out there, I'm Shateka, CEO of Hustle Financial Solutions, and we help you retire before you expire. Our goal really is to get your bank account on fire with a whole lot of lifetime tax-free retirement income that you will not outlive. So I just want to be really brief tonight, but I want you to take out a piece of paper and a pen, and I want you to draw a T on your paper if you're taking notes. And I want to ask you some challenging questions about your retirement account. And we're going to be not long, but we're going to be strong. All right. So if you know anybody that's about to retire or needs this information, please go ahead and share this live, share this with them because we want to get in, give you the information, answer your question as it relates to retirement. Okay. I am a retirement specialist. I am a retirement guru. You can ask me other things, but I'm not going to always know all the answers because I specialize in retirement. I'm not a master of everything, but I am a master of retirement, retiring with tax free retirement income. So I want to make sure that we're clear about that and ask me anything, but that's what the focus is for tonight. So if you need some tax free retirement income, if you don't know how that's designed, if you have questions, pop it in there now while we're getting this thing cranked up because we are not going to be long. We're going to be very respectful of your time. Let me look at the comments. Yes, that's perfect. Now, so like I said, if you're taking notes, go ahead on and put that T, right? What are we doing with the T? We're going to have on the right side your retirement plan that you currently have. On the left side, we're going to have the retirement ready account and what that looks like. Okay. So there's a comparison of what you have versus what's on the left hand side. If those two don't match, and they probably won't, and you have some questions, and this is a good time to ask me those questions because I'll have answers for all of your questions, right? And if for some reason I don't, I will get back to you. But 9 times out of 10 I will. So let's get right into it. So on the right hand side, what is does your financial plan for your retirement account tell me about, let's say something was to happen to you tomorrow. Let's just be real clear. God forbid you fall off the face of the earth tomorrow, you expire, what's going to happen to your retirement account today, tomorrow, if something was to happen, right? So number one, what would happen to the money that's in there? Ask yourself that question. Like, what would happen to the funds that's inside your retirement account? Would it be paid out to anyone? Would it stay there? Would it go to the state? What are you doing with that account? Number one. All right. With everything that's going on in the market today, the number one concern, of course, is number two, loss in your account. And most people are not going to be able to rebound in their lifetime if there's a big enough loss. So most people are trying to make sure that they have a great diversification of their retirement account. Okay, because if something was to happen, are they going to be able to rebound and have that money, or are they going to have to go back to work in their late 70s, 80s? To Brian's point, we don't want that to happen. So we always want to make sure that there's some type of preservation, some type of protection. Does your account have some type of protection in it to where if the market goes down, you don't lose a penny? That's number two. Okay. So we're going to number these. So number one was if something was to happen to you, death. I'm going to number with you, death. What would happen to your account? Number two is if the market goes down, what would happen to your account? Okay. And, number three, does your account pay out taxes? Are you going to end up having to pay taxes in your account? When it's time for you to start getting that income and that distribution, all that, are you going to pay taxes? That's number three. Okay. Number four, does your retirement account allow you the opportunity to have some type of medical coverage? In other words, if you have chronic, critical, terminal illness, does your retirement account give you some type of, coverage to pay off your bills for medical expenses if you have a heart attack, cancer, stroke, dementia, Alzheimer, those types of illnesses, chronic, critical, terminal illness? Does your retirement account give you some type of money to pay off those bills so that you're not more of a financial burden for your children? Or whatever the case may be. Maybe it's your family, your parents. Maybe your parents are in retirement. If something was to happen to them and they have a stroke, does their retirement account have that type of coverage? You really want to answer these questions around medical to really find out, how bulletproof is your account in terms of making sure that you are taken care of during retirement, all aspects. Number five, if you have some type of lawsuit, rather it's a creditor coming after you. For some people, it might be divorce. Other people, it might be, student loan accounts. You name it. There's some type of suit against you, and they're coming for your money for whatever reason. Do you have the proper protection on your account? Right? And that's for people that's like concerned because they want to get married. I'm only talking to the person that has those prenups. If you are that type of person and you have to have a prenup, this is the type of account you need to have as well. All right. So number five is lawsuits. What happens if you are sued? What will happen to your retirement account? That's number five. Okay. Number six. Well, we already talked about the death. Number two was the market loss. Okay. And then we talked about taxes. We talked about medical. We talked about lawsuits. All right. So number six, let's see, what's number six? Can you take out a loan, and do you have full autonomy of your cash that's inside your account when your cash is growing? Do you have full control over your money, or do you have to ask for permission, or do you have to wait till you're 59 and a half? What's going on with that? What kind of control do you have? Who's controlling your money? Do you have control? Number six is, do you have control? And then number seven is, can you take out a loan? Okay, let's just do that way. Number six is, do you have control? I'm writing this out as we go along. Number seven is, can you take out a loan? Now, if you can't take out a loan, this is number eight. If you can't take out a loan, can you take out the loan and the money still compound in your account as if it never left and still grow in your account, even though you have it in your possession? That's number eight. Okay. So is your money still compounding making money for you while you're sleeping, even though you have possession of it to be able to use for another, hopefully, retirement income producing asset, not a liability, but another income producing asset such as Airbnb, Turo, any type of real estate investment, something that's going to create you more money is what you would use this loan for specifically, because it's for your retirement, right? You wouldn't use your retirement account to go and hang out and do a vacation around the world, but you would use it for something that's going to create more income. I hope your money, you can do what you want to do. The money's still going to compound regardless of how you use it, but it's nice to have it for something that's an income producing asset for good discipline, right? Because how we do one thing is how we do everything, and we don't want to overdo it. All right. So what else is there? I feel like there's something else that I'm missing off the top of my head, but it'll come to me in a second. So let's just go with those 8 for right now. Number 1, your death benefit. When that death benefit comes out and pays out, is it going to pay taxes or not? So let's go to the left side of that line, because you got a T. The left side is going to talk about more what's happening with you in your retirement ready account. Your retirement ready account is going to be the opposite of probably of what you wrote on the right side of what you currently have if you don't have a retirement ready account. That's what we're talking about tonight, briefly. So we just talked about 8 reasons why your retirement ready, your account may not be as retirement ready as you would like for it to be. Because when you are in your elderly age, you want to be able to leverage that. You want it to be protected. You want it to be able to be used for medical expenses. You want to be able to, when I say leverage, I'm talking about use it as a loan if you need it for an emergency of any type. So you're not having to go back to work. You can go inside your account. Number 9, does your retirement account give you tax-free income for the rest of your life? That's number 9. Is it going to give you money forever like Social Security? That's tax-free. All right. So I just gave you 9 things to consider about your retirement account. And I'm asking you, does your account do these things? And if it does these things, my next question is for number 10, what do those fees look like for everything? Whatever you have, do you know what the fees are that you're paying out? Because traditionally, 30 to 50% higher fees is what you're paying on whatever account you have compared to the retirement ready account. So when I think about your retirement ready account lasting until you expire, which this one that I'm talking about will to age 120, that probably could be your number 11. Does it last you to age 120? All right. So I'm writing this down. So how long does it last? Will you outlive your retirement account, or will you have to go back to work? Does it have that income? So there's 3 main reasons why people love the retirement ready account. They love the retirement ready account because they don't have to pay taxes. They love the retirement ready account because they know that if they have an emergency or some type of need, that they could take that money out and literally their money can be used not once or twice, but all those reasons that I just told you, right? Their money can be used several different ways, right? So they love the fact that they have full control, right? So let's look at if you can do a circle on your paper, like a Mercedes or peace sign, however you want to say it, right? You have 3 lines to touch each part of the circle. On one, you're going to put in it, if I live too long, because you got three parts of the pie. If I live too long, if I die too soon, and if I get ill. The main 3 reasons that people want to have this type of account, because they want to make sure that it can outlive them. If they die too quickly, that there's some type of coverage, and if they get ill. So those are the main 3. But even in that 3, let's go on the outer edge of that 3 and draw another circle and talk about some of the things that will eat away at your retirement account. There's 3 things that's eating away at your retirement account right now. All right. So we're going to have I don't know, you probably can't see my paper, but anyway, just draw another circle on the outside of that circle. Make sure that you have 3 places that you can write something in. And then I want you to write 3 ways that there's termites eating away at your retirement account. And I want you to write in one of the circles, fees, FEES. I want you to write 30 to 50%. The other circle, I want you to write taxes. And I want you to write about 50%. And that's not even playing. It just depends on certain situations, depending on how much money you've been making, blah, blah, blah. Just put 50%, but you can put 30 to 50% with the taxes as well. All right. And then on the other part, of course, you're going to have lawsuits of any kind. And you can even put a little backslash with the lawsuits and put market volatility. It can really be a fourth one, right? Market volatility. If you lose money to the market and your account. So these are the termites. These are the 4 termites, actually. Market volatility to your account. Now, I normally have a whiteboard. It's hard to do that the way our platform is because we're on this StreamYard situation. But we can do this another time on a whiteboard. But basically, you have 4 reasons that you're going to have money coming out of your retirement account. 4 reasons why you have got to get in front of that. 4 problems that you have got to solve. 4 situations that you need to get, because now you're informed, and when you know better, you can do better, and you have got to take action. You have got to take action because there's 4 reasons why you are going to see your retirement account dissipate right before your very eyes if you don't take action. All right. But there's 11 good reasons to make sure that you have something close to a retirement ready account. Maybe not all 11 work for you. Maybe only 5 of them work for you. But I just gave you 11 reasons why people love the retirement ready account, why they choose that over that. I want to see if there's any questions, Brian.
Not so far.
Yeah. So no questions. So this is a really quick live. But hey, I just want to give you the content, because really at the end of the day, this is what I've been talking about over the past, I don't know how many months that Brian and I have been intermittently having these conversations, but really this is what it all boils down to, right? All right. So I don't know. The first time we talked about this, we did the 6 steps to financial freedom. And if I had to name this one, it would be the additional 11, right? So we did 6 steps, ways that you're going to be ready for retirement, basically. Now we just give you 11 reasons, 11 tips. So that's 17 of the 99 that we've already covered in the last 2 broadcasts. All right. Very concise, very straight to the point. Just really want to make sure we get the information out to you in an easily understood fashion, right? He has my information at the bottom. Definitely would love to help any way that I can. Some of you have already reached out, and definitely am excited to help you. I am working on a few different projects, but definitely want to make time for Brian's viewers. So if you have any questions, if you want to reach out, you can go to shatekahusser.com, and you can definitely reach out to me that way. There's a lot of ways that you can get in contact with me. Brian, I see you at your hand. You have a question or comment?
No, I don't have the question. Only thing I'm saying is this right now, Wiz, guess what? I want people to understand, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, to take right now, when you're giving out free lesson and of information that's going to help us for our future. And to me, like right now, I am very concerned because once again, you got some people dialing, some people don't. But once again, right now, the information that you're providing is to try to help folks from going back into the work field at 65, at 70, at 75, at 80, at 85, at 90. Because once again, if they listen to the words that come out your mouth now, this can prevent them from going back in that work field, because a lot of us think we're ready. A lot of us think that we are prepared when we are nowhere close. A lot of time when people start talking about, oh, I'm all right because I got a 401k plan at my job, or I got this at my job, I got this at my job. And the difference is right now, when reality set in, they're going to realize that, guess what? What they thought they had is not going to last. So to me, I just want people to understand, when I can get you out of your busy schedule to bless me with the opportunity to share this information, I want people to take fully advantage of it. Otherwise, they're going to be 90 years old. Hi, welcome to Walmart, when they don't have to.
You bring up a great point. I didn't really get into the employer plans, but that's primarily what people have, right? So a 401k, a 403b, a 457, a 414, TSP, IRA, Roth IRA. You can lose money in a Roth IRA, by the way. Let's just park that right there. Roth IRA is great for tax freedom, but it's not great for market volatility. And so people are concerned that, they are hoping that they are able to rebound within their lifetime, the amount of money that they've already lost in these types of accounts, right? All of those accounts that I mentioned are all tax codes. Let me be clear about that. So if you don't know anything about IRS tax codes, anything that starts with a 4 is a tax code. The TSP, IRA, Roth, they are all tax codes, meaning that you are qualified to have to pay taxes, meaning that they are qualified plans. Roth IRA, you may have to pay the taxes up front, so later on you don't have to pay the taxes. But all of those plans you have to pay taxes, right? What if there's a way that you can position your money so where you don't have to pay taxes because you know the game? You're playing the game like the wealthy because you've been reading up on your books or however you want to do your research. Some of you is Google, other of you is reading books, some of you is listening to Audible, but you're doing your research like Shateka always going to do. And you know the game and you understand IRS code 7702 and what that states. And IRS code 7702 says that, if you have your money in certain types of accounts, such as some type of life policy, right? And I am a life insurance broker, full disclosure, not trying to be deceitful in any way. I am proud of that because what I learned as a life insurance broker, I wish I would have known before I became an Army officer, before I became a corporate exec for Walmart and with Amazon. And here I am today. If somebody would have told me, what I learned today, and you hear these things about buy term and invest the rest, and 99.99% of people don't know how to invest. That's why the banks and the corporations go to the carrier, the insurance carrier, to help them to invest properly. They know how to invest billions. The FDIC insurance on a bank account is $250,000. What is it for a life insurance or insurance carrier? They do the entire amount. If you put your money in a brokerage account, it's $1 million, okay, insured. So it's a big difference. And most people don't have that anyway, but I'm just saying, just understand that the big corporations, all of them are multiplying their money so many times over because they know that they don't have to lose a penny. But if they put it inside some type of index fund, such as an index universal life policy or an index annuity. What is the difference, Shateka? So glad you asked. Since you're here, I'm going to give you the bonus. The index universal life is everything that I just mentioned to you just now. Everything on the left side of that line is an index universal life policy, right? You're going to have a death benefit. You're going to have, no loss to the market. If the market goes down, you don't lose a penny. The market goes up, you're going to participate and you will gain some money up to the cap rate, whatever that is. All IULs are not created equal. They are not the same. I've seen some horrible IUL products, and I'm going to tell you what is horrible. So when you speak to whatever person you decide to go with, there's two things that you have to look for. One is the participation rate. And I'm not going to say the name of the carrier, but it's a disgrace. And it's a big company. And they're only doing 66% participation rate. And there's others on the full spectrum of 115% participation rate. You got to know the difference in these participation rates because you can take 3 years or more to get the same amount of money if you had your money placed in the right type of carrier. All right. So number one, what is your participation rate? What is your cap? What's the most that you can make on that money? Okay. So understanding that will help you to know. And then the other way is, how is your policy structured? Your policy can be structured one of two ways for an IUL. It can be structured to where if you have a concern about your having that $1 million death benefit, because you're trying to make sure that your family is good to go because you did the DIME method, the DIME method, meaning that you understand what your death benefit needs to be. DIME meaning D for debt, I for income. Do you want to leave 5 years or 20 years to your family? Some people want 10 years. How many years of income? Your $80,000 that you make a year times 10, $800,000, right? How many years for the I? M is for mortgage. Do you have a mortgage left on your home? What's that balance that needs to be added as part of your death benefit? E is for education, $100,000 per child. The DIME method. Understanding what your DIME method is and your death benefit, okay? How much do you need to have? Your death benefit can be structured one or two ways. It can be structured as a big death benefit in the beginning, all the way until you pass. Or your IUL can be structured as Very small death benefit, but bigger cash value later on when you need the money in your retirement years. One of the two ways is how you can be. Is not there's no good or bad way. You hear a lot of different myths out there. You know, the agent get this kind of this and this and that. It doesn't matter. It's what does the client want. I'm going to ask you all day long. How much death benefit do you need to have? Where do you want to be at today? And we're going to structure your policy based off of that. If cash value is important to you, we are going to structure your policy to make sure that cash value is important to you. If cash value is not as important as death benefit, it's a which one do you want? And we structure it that way. All right. So when you do your policy, understand your participation rate. What is it? Understand your cap rate. Understand how your policy is structured. I know I went a little deep on that. And then understand what your dime. Do you have enough coverage? Is what the dime is telling you. The dime method is saying, do I have enough coverage to make sure that everything is in place for what I wanted to do if something was to happen to me tomorrow? You know, my student loan, my whatever, my IRS debt, you know. So the IUL does all those things. Now, the difference between the IUL and a whole life policy, whole life is going to be able to give you less death benefit for the same premium, but you'll have a fixed rate, somewhere between about 3 and 5%. Depending on the carrier, you may also get a dividend, which is not guaranteed. It's depending on how they perform to determine how much dividend you will get if you do the whole life policy. And that's like an overpayment, kind of like overpaying in your taxes so you get a refund. You overpay in your policy premium so you get some type of dividend, you know, refund, right? If they do well. So that's the difference between a whole life and an IUL. You know, IUL gets you a lot more death benefit for the same amount of money. It's going to give you more over time. It's going to give you a higher rate of return. So if you need something immediate for your cash value because you're trying to pay off debt, most people will go with a whole life because they're trying to pay off debt. That's the policy for that. So it just depends on what you're trying to do. There's no right or wrong policy. It's what is your vision? What are you trying to accomplish? We begin with the end in mind and we structure the policy based off of what it is that you're trying to do. And every carrier is not the same. If you have health challenges, as a broker, I know which one is going to help you. As a broker, I know which one you have to stay away from because you have health challenges. They're going to just shut you down all the way. Okay. So those are the types of things that we have to know. And there's a lot of other little details that I can't talk about today right now, but just understand that there's a lot more to this than what I'm saying on a live. But in a consultation, I answer questions and I go through that. And we get to it. We get to the nitty gritty and we get you taken care of. And, you know, all day long, if you need a term policy, nothing wrong with term if you're trying to get to a death benefit, but just understand that only 1 to 3% of people will actually get a payout on a term policy. Only 1 to 3%. Okay. So the most money that the carriers are going to make is on a term policy. They don't make money as much off of the permanent policies because those people are going to live and cash out. People are not going to cash out on a term policy. It's only 1 to 3%. 97 to 99% of people will never receive any benefit from a term policy, but they will have the comfort of knowing that if something was to happen to them tomorrow, they have X amount of dollars. All right. So who's winning in that situation? Always the carrier for sure. It's like a donation to them. But it's okay if that's the best that you can do with your budget. Listen, term is way better than a GoFundMe all day long. All right. So, but if you got to have term, there's 2 things I always tell people. The teacher me's coming out. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be quiet. Just let me get this last point. There's 2 things you want to have with the term policy. Because I was going to talk about the index annuity, but we'll save that for another night. But there's 2 things that you need to have if you're going to get a term policy, and that's return on premium, so you can get your money back after 15 to 25 years, 65 to 100%, depending on the carrier, or that it can be upgraded when you can afford a permanent policy. Okay. And what happens is you lock in your insurability at the young, healthy age that you were at. So you don't have these high premiums because you're now 50 and can afford permanent, but your body's broken down and you got to take another test. And now you're going to have higher premiums because you're not as healthy. No, you don't have to worry about that if you lock it in at, a permanent rate whenever you have that type of term product that says that it can be upgraded. That's what you want to have. Go ahead. How early in life should I start a retirement bank account? Shoot, if I was you, I'd be starting at 18 or younger. Listen, it's time that makes the money, right? all day long. We have people that start their children at the age of 15 days old with a policy. Okay, they're $1 million baby. By the time they're in their 50s, they're gonna be $1 million, depending on how much money they put in there. Okay, so it's never too young. It's about what is your focus. Where are you putting your money at? What do you want to position your money? What's your priority? But the younger you can start, the more money you're going to have in retirement that you can live. And listen, with inflation, it used to be 80% of your income, your salary income per year. Now I'm closer to 100%, 90 to 100% of whatever you're making right now, times 20 to 30 years. 30 years because people are living longer with medical technology. Go ahead, Brian. I'm sorry.
No, right now I'm just looking at some of the
Oh, I see
questions.
this right. No, I'm sorry. I keep getting these questions that come up. It's a good one. If you cannot get a policy, no problem. That's where the index annuity comes in at. And I need to take this call, but I will take it later. Um, Index annuity can help you with that. It's because here's the deal: a Social Security is an annuity, but you can design your own annuity that doesn't lose a penny, no matter what your health status is. That's where that comes in at. Okay, if you have a pre-diagnosis, people all day long are getting. And here's the deal: they have some really attractive annuity products. Now they're not as liquid as IULs. Let's be clear, but it's what you call living off the principal. They're going to listen. Easy math, $100,000, 17 years. If you get one that has the highest participation rate that I've seen out there, which is 285% participation rate. Okay. The annuities are more aggressive in their growth than a IUL, but you just don't get all of the perks and the liquidity that you get with the IUL. But if you're looking for growth, there's some products out there that 285% participate. $100,000, you'll have $1 million in 17 years if it performs as it's done over the last 20 years. If it performs, past results don't equal future results. There is no guarantees. We can't make any promises. This is not financial advice that I'm giving. I'm just giving you facts. The fact is, when we put it in the illustration, $100,000, 17 years later, gives you $1 million if it performs like it's done in the past few years. Who has $100,000? So either way, Brian, these questions are starting to come up. IRA. You can start an IRA anytime you want. Just understand that there's risk with an IRA. I always want to take the risk out because your retirement account needs to be risk-free. Unless you don't mind risk, that's okay. But I'm just telling you the IRA has risks.
And you know what? See, and
Yes.
that's the different. Everybody's seeing like they dialing in now. And like right now, first of all, we want to thank each and every one of y'all for coming out and joining us. But once again, like as I say earlier, right now is anytime I can get Shateka to take, saying time out of her busy schedule, because me and her battle, and sometime right now is we battle like we like, old husband and wife or whatever, because she'll reach out to me, I can be busy, I'll reach back out to her, she busy because she got so many different things on the plate. So to me, like right now, is what I love about the relationship that me and Shateka have is she's always about helping. And the difference is right now, she has helped me in so many different ways. And one, where she's sincere and genuine in her approach. And to me, like every time I get her on this platform, I want y'all to take complete advantage of her. Whatever question you may have want to ask or whatever you want to know, and we got time permit, or even right now, schedule a free saying consultation and sit down and talk to her. Because once again, like I told you, to me, I had the opportunity of having that opportunity to work directly with her. Anytime I have any type of problem that I want to know in regards to my retirement, in regard to my granddaughter situation, life insurance policy, I reach out to her. So I'm blessed to have somebody like that I can reach out and touch, like that old AT&T commercial. So to me, utilize this platform. If you got any question or you want to get in contact with her, you see it flashing down there, www.shatekahusser.com. And once again, like I said, what I love about it is right now, she's straightforward. She don't candy coat it. She don't, she right now, first of all, she's a child of God. And the difference right now, she's doing this from the good nature of her own heart. And like I told you, I am blessed to know her and I'm blessed to have her on my platform. So what I'm asking y'all to do, take full advantage of this opportunity, because I don't want to see none of y'all at 70 years old, 75 years old, 80 years old, 85 years old, 90 years old. Hi, welcome to Walmart, because once again, you trust your employee 401k plan or your other pension, and it didn't turn out the way that you expected it to turn out. So once again, when you got somebody that's willing to help you, Don't come back later talk about why I didn't know. Nah, you know now. You know now.
Yes, and it's now a good time to start. So that's the last question that I saw. So you can start, an IRA account anytime you like. It's all about, what are you trying to accomplish? How much money are you trying to have? That's going to determine how much money you need to put in it up to a certain age. Are you trying to retire at 60, 65, 72? Of course, the longer you wait, the more money you will have coming out your Social Security if it's still around. Economists are saying that Social Security is going away in 2025. That's why I'm so passionate about this. I want you to get ahead of this possible no Social Security in 2025, according to economists' projection. If that be the case, what are you going to do? This is an urgent matter that most people are sleeping on. You can't sleep on this. So, what other questions do I need to answer?
I don't see any other like right now. Any that as soon as they come up, I post it. That's the difference because I want as much participation as possible. I want people to understand right now we're not here to grandstand. We're not here to act all fancy. Right now is we're here to genuine help these
Yeah.
individuals to get their retirement account in order. Help them to retire before they expire, and even right now, help them to be prepared for that word we don't want to look forward to the future.
Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, we want to make sure everybody's taken care of. If you just tuning in, please catch the beginning. I went real fast, real hard. We gave you 11 reasons why you need to be inside of a retirement ready account. You can take a look at that. We're going to go ahead and end this so that you can go ahead and listen to the replay, and definitely share it with somebody you feel like it can benefit, because a lot of people are saying, I wish I would have met you 20 years ago. And guess what? I wish I would have met me 20 years ago too. That's why I'm always on here, or that's why I'm always on some other places and other platforms that I'm on, because I wish I would have had this information. Never too late to get into motion and to take action. I love action takers. I love the people that's on this show that call me and say, Shateka, I don't know where to start. Let me get started. I listen, we want to make sure you get taken care of. Now, for the people that are saying, well, you know what? I am not able to with my health. What people are doing is they're getting policies and they're being the owner for other people's policies. And if you have an insurable interest, that is okay all day. You can get other people a policy if they're grown. Grown people. Of course, adults can't do it on children unless the parent themselves is insured. The parent has to have insurance for the child to have insurance. So, but at the end of the day, if you have some other adults in your life that you could probably, like, I definitely have some of my mom, right? So this depends, especially if you don't want your parent to be a burden on you later, because possibly having to, have some long-term care needs and things of that nature, where they can't use two of the activities of daily living. They can't bathe themselves. They can't walk. They can't talk, things of that nature. You need medical care. Go ahead and make sure you have the right type of policy, because then you can activate that. It's not becoming a financial burden. They have the medical care that they need. If it's something that's over and above the Medicare, you have that as well. Is it good to do an IRA with the bank? Hi T, how are you? Honestly, I would say that you need to. An IRA depends on you and what you're trying to do. What are you trying to accomplish, right? So I can't tell you what the bank is going to give you. I can tell you what, what's out there, what's good to have. But I wouldn't say, listen, a bank is out here to make money. Let's just say that. Banks are out here to make money. And so you just want to make sure that, no matter what IRA you go with, that you look at what the fees are, right? Number one, how has it been performing? What was the perspectives in the last 5, 10, 20, 15 years? How has it been performing, right? Are there, and when you say an IRA, guess what? It does come with market volatility. It can go down, right? So, what's the risk? You want to really do a really good assessment of that. So the bank is going to have the same financial professional that you can get anywhere else. It doesn't matter if it's a bank or if it's mortgage. It doesn't matter where you go, if it's Fidelity or, Charles Schwab or Edward Jones or FFS. It doesn't matter where you go. It's about how has it been performing and what can you expect to get out of it in the future. Be able to have them show you that type of information, and so that you can make an informed decision, right? So that's really what you need to understand. So the IRA is basically an individual retirement account, just like an IUL. People are using IULs. in lieu of IRAs for all the reasons that we mentioned earlier in this podcast. And if you are just tuning in, I am going to do a quick summary as we close and questions. Um, Physical assets like gold, silver, you know, it depends on how liquid you want to be, right? How liquid do you want to be? Physical assets is not as liquid as an IUO. I don't know about you, but I want to be able to use my cash reserves to be able to buy, future, I should say, income producing assets like homes, flipping cars, or whatever I want to use my money for. If you have a physical asset, can you pull the money out quickly and be able to buy any other type of, business or any type of income producing asset that's going to be able to get you more money in retirement? Or are you just kind of stuck with a block of gold and silver? So how liquid is that? For me, I like liquidity. So it's about you and what do you like? What's your, preference? I like liquidity. I love being able to take my money out and do whatever I want to do it with it and have full control over my money. And that gold and liquid situation is, it's to me is it's just unique. I'll just say that. So, but yeah. But if you just want something for, you're not gonna touch that money. If that's for you to say, well, you know what, I want to have something that is going to be stable, and I just want to have something, and I don't want to have access to it. Maybe that's a better product for you. All right. So let me go over these 11, and then we're gonna get out of here. So I asked a question when I first came on. Does your retirement account do this? And I told everybody to write a T on their paper. And I said, on the right-hand side, I want you to talk about your retirement account and what you currently have. And I asked 11 questions. And I asked, if something was to happen to you tomorrow, what will happen to your family, in terms of a death situation? What will happen with that? That's the number one question I asked. Number two is, what happens when the market goes down and tanks? What's going to happen to your retirement account? Number three was, what's happening with any situation when it comes to taxes with your retirement account? Okay. Number four was medical. If you become chronically, critically, or terminally ill, you have a heart attack, dementia, stroke, Alzheimer, any type of long-term care need that you need, disability, anything, what will your current retirement account do for you? Right. I asked about lawsuits. If you are sued for any reason by anybody, how protected is your retirement account? Is it preserved, right? Or can they access everything and just deplete your retirement account? All right. We talked about a lot of different things for lawsuits, right? Everything. You think about any type of lawsuit, any type of battle in a court case, everything. You can definitely do something different when it comes to this type of retirement account. Also, I said number 6 was, can you control your money that's inside your retirement account at any given time? I asked about number 7 was loans. Can you take out a loan and the money still compound inside of your account as if it never left and still make money for you while you're sleeping? In your retirement account that you currently have, can you take the money out, and while you take the money out to do whatever you need to do to buy your income producing asset, does the money still compound in your account as if it never left? Okay. Number 8 was compounding, right? How is it compounding? What's the participation rate? What's going on with it? So does your retirement account compound at what rate? Is it a cap on it? What's the participation? Because I was talking about the different types of IUOs that's out there. There's carriers at 66% participation rate. Then you got carriers at 115% participation rate. It used to be 125, but this came down to 115. I haven't seen anything higher than 115 yet. But what is the participation rate? How well is your account compounding? Number 9 was income. Can you withdraw? Can you expect to receive like your own design to Social Security, your own private pension? Are you going to be able to receive a tax-free income for the rest of your life with the retirement account that you currently have? That's number 9. Number 10 is, do you know the fees that you're paying? I have a Department of Labor handbook that I send out to clients to let them see that you're 30 to 50% higher in the fees that you're paying in any type of employer plan that you have out there. I don't care what employer plan. If it starts with a 4, TSP, IRA, all of them are 30 to 50% higher in fees. So let's be concerned about how much money we have and it going away from us. And then number 11 was, does your retirement account last you to your age 120? with advancements in medical technology, people are living to be 100 and something years old. How long is your retirement account going to last you? When I usually do a presentation with my clients, I always show them a case study of client A and client B. Client A believed in the old way, the traditional way, the way that everybody's comfortable with, that everyone. So everybody thinks that everything else is skeptic. They're a skeptic. They say, it's a scam. Everything. Listen, the wealthy, they don't think like that. They don't think everything is a scam. They do their research, they do their homework, and they take action. Right? So it can't be a scam if the wealthy are doing it. It can't be a scam if the billionaires are doing it. It can't be a scam if the Commission of Insurance is allowing it in 50 states. It cannot be a scam, right? And I wouldn't risk my license for anybody anyway. All right, I love y'all, but I don't love y'all that
No,
much.
no, no, you won't. No, you won't. If it ain't legit, you ain't
Listen,
cross no
my name
line.
is everything. You hear me? All right. Tell them my background, Brian. They don't know my background.
You know what? Right now is the first time I discovered. First of all, she Geechee like me. South Carolina, Charleston. But the
That's right.
difference
Checked
right now
out.
is the difference right now. Like I said, what I love about her right now is she said just because she grew up poor, she's not going to die poor.
I
And you
can't.
know what? That's a hell of a motivation because once again, when you watch her, and to me right now, I met her through a family member, and as I met her, watching her journey, her struggle, it's like right now, it's like, whoa, who's that? You know what I'm saying? Because the class, the grace, the style, but yet and still, what I love is the pure natural energy. Whereas right now, it's like I saw her on a live. I think it was on a Facebook live. And right now, and out of all places, be more careful. Baltimore, she on stage, all the sound equipment acting up. It's disrupted. You can barely hear her. So she basically later for that. She continued to talk through all that adversity to get her point across. So the difference is nothing was going to stop her for feeding the people that was out there that was there to listen. So what I'm looking at and I'm seeing the type of drive that she had, she got that fire burning. She left a six-figure job as far as being a store manager in Charleston at Walmart. And she took, like LeBron James took his talent to South Beach, she took her talent to be more careful, giving up a six-figure job to go to Baltimore to work for another Fortune 100 company. She left Walmart to go to what, Amazon? And the difference right now is guess what? She went out on faith while she was with Amazon, working a night shift, being a manager there, making top pay. And she basically left all that behind to go into business for herself. And to me, that take a lot of strength. That take a lot of courage and that take a lot of belief. And what they say as far as in the Bible, only thing you need is a mustard seed as large as what? A faith as large as a mustard seed? And you
Yep.
tell me she don't have faith? And even right now, what got me going more so than anything right now was she lost two of her best friends. You know what I'm saying? Back to back. Before that COVID hit. And the difference right now, two successful, beautiful sisters that she lost. And that's when she came up with that concept, retire before you expire. So when you sit back and look at it, so to me, trust me, I've been following her for years. Right now, she had helped me a great deal, and she continued to help. Like I said, don't get me wrong, do we bump head? We bump head. Because she'll check me. I left you a message the other day and you didn't get back to me. I'm sorry. Nothing personal, but that's the difference. That's her passion. When she come at you, she come at to win. So once again, if you ever decide to listen to some of the things that she's saying and some of the things that she's trying to help you with, take full advantage of it, man. Because once again, once you got her on your side and on your corner or whatever, she gonna swing until her arms get tired to fight for you. So right now, like I said, right now, hats off to you, Queens, and I appreciate everything that you have helped me with, and I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule because I know you either be traveling. If you're not traveling, you learning, you taking care of other business, but you take time for me, and I appreciate that more so than anything. So once again, don't pay me no mind. I apologize if I don't get back to you promptly because when I'm on fire, you got me. But right now, when I'm doing other things, I apologize for that. It's nothing personal.
Oh,
My
I
thing,
know.
my love and my respect for you is genuine. So right now, if you don't hear from me, don't, just like I say, sometimes, like you say right now, we both be exhausted, falling behind the sleep on driving or, soon we sit down or whatever, because once we up, we up. And we
That's
like
right.
very little sleep. So to me right now, folks, listen, take advantage of her. You see that right there, www.shatekahusser.com. Take advantage of that. Reach out to her Because once again, like I said right now, she will prevent you from being in Walmart or being anywhere at 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, back in there on a job after you retire because the company that you thought was going to take care of you didn't take care of you.
Yeah, thank you, Brian. Man, you listen. You can't keep doing that to me. You have choked up over here. You can't do that.
I'm telling you, only thing we got to do is tell the truth.
No, but
Did I,
seriously,
did I exaggerate?
no. I just thinking about my friends. I mean, it's so serious. Like we have to live our life. Like we have to live our life full out. Because it was unplanned. But they did expire. They expired really early at the age of 46 and 50 years old in 2018. They both died from the flu within 4 days. One lived in South Carolina, one lived in Georgia. And within 4 days, they both were gone. My two closest friends at the time. And it was devastating. And so I don't want to see people work their entire life when there's so much more to life than just working, right? It's like one of my friends was trying to build her, she was trying to build her business. And so she worked from sun up to sundown. The other one was, an executive HR here at the in Charleston, South Carolina. I'm actually in Charleston right now. Working at the News and Courier as the senior, HR executive, and they both ended up expiring with the flu within 4 days. You talking about no warning, no notification, just out of here. People are going through with the COVID. So if I can see more people start making moves now, live your life. Listen, you might have to. I will never tell somebody to just jump up their job and come out here and start a business. It is tough.
You stop me from jumping up the porch. You say, "Hold on,
I said, listen, use wisdom. Use wisdom. When your money exceeds your income, that's when you make the big move. If you can hang on just a little while longer, start your business, get you those tax write-offs, those 475 back in 2020, now 650 tax write-offs. That's why the wealthy are wealthy, because they know how to do tax write-offs for business. Let me tell you, the tax code is written for the business owner. It's not written for the W-2. Sorry, but not sorry. That's the truth. It's not written for the W-2. That's why I wish I would have known what I know today. Okay, listen, when you getting 40 to 50% taken out of your check because you don't have no children and you single and you making all this money, you paying what people's salary. You paying people's salary. Listen, because my bonus and my salary were the same amount. I'm paying people. Listen, I'm paying all these taxes. So I want you to understand that the tax code is not written for the W-2 employer. It is written for the business owner. You have got to get you a little side hustle, business, LLC, something, so you can keep some more money. And that could be money that you use towards your retirement account to live off of, instead of giving it to Uncle Sam. Who wants to do that? All right. I saw the question in the comments. What would I do? What I can pop my eyes out and see certain things. What would I invest in? I have actually done a lot of crypto myself personally. Again, this is not investment advice. This is not a consultation. I'm not giving any financial advice. I'm just telling you what Shateka did for Shateka. Okay. Because I can absorb some risk. And I believe in crypto. I wholeheartedly believe in crypto. Why? Because banks, I always follow what the banks do, and I know how they roll. Okay. I was a trader too. I know how to trade money. That's why I know that the market is going to continue to correct. I'm looking at the charts. It's going to continue to come down. All right. So I know, because I can read, I understand trend analysis, and I love crypto, and I love to trade. I know how to make money in trading. I know how to lose it too. Let me be clear. But at the end of the day, I believe in crypto. If you can put your money somewhere and hold, that's what I'm about. Because listen, it's about to be off the chain by about this time next year. I already know. Listen, crypto is the way to go, especially now that it's tanked. It's a great time to get a discount, get into a discounted product of crypto. And that's where I have a nice portion of my portfolio at, and as well as with my life insurance policies, plural, because you can have more than one. You can have a banking policy. You can have a retirement policy. You can have a debt payoff policy. Whatever you need your policy to do, they all is a separate bank account for you. You look at your policies as bank accounts. One is for your retirement. One is for your debt. One is for your regular daily banking, however you want to do that. But listen, I got policies and I got that. And then real estate, you guys know, you got to have a diversified portfolio. I'm not going to tell you to put all your money inside of a policy, but I'm going to tell you what a policy can do for you. And it's a lot that you can do with a policy. The money that you can take out that cash value and what, 1,000 exit, not 10 exit, 1,000 exit, depending on where you put your money at, right? It's just wow. If you want to do stocks, sure, but let your basic foundational, fundamental part of money, let it be something like a policy, because the money that comes out is still compounding. Even though you have it, this asset over here, your money's still compounding over here inside of the policy. So that's why I love the policy, because you can use your money twice, 3 times, 5 times if you start looking at all the other benefits that it gives you. Where else can you buy wealth on sale by the policy? Death benefit, right? So if you have a policy on your job, it's a rented insurance. When you leave, you're going to be older. You started that job when you was 35 years old and you're 65, your insurance is going to be higher because you're older, and you have, hopefully you were more healthy, you're still healthy, but if you're not as healthy, now you have to contend with your age and your health. So always try to get it at the youngest age possible. Get it before your next birthday, because every birthday the premiums are going up unless you have a permanent policy. If you have a term policy and you have an annual renewal, every year it's going to go up. Every year that expires, so if you have a 10-year renewal, every 10 years is going to go up. If you have a 15 renewal on a term policy, every 15 years is going to go up. It's always going to go up because you are becoming older and your health is not going to be the same. You got to get a medical exam every time, all this type of stuff. Go ahead and get you a nice little permanent policy while you're young as much as possible. Get that thing locked in at a nice rate, and you can always add money to it, especially if you have an IUL. IULs are very flexible too. They're really flexible. If you don't pay, listen, you can pay your IUL up. You can pay up to what's called the MEC limit, which gives you a lot more ability to put money into your retirement account than you would with a traditional employer plan. You can only put a certain amount of money per year, and it's regulated by that. Listen, that thing is government fixed, just like everything else. If you have your money inside an IUL, you can put all this maximum amount of money in there up to the MEC limit, the modified endowment contract limit. That's more money that you have to be able to use as the bank. But if you don't know what you're doing, you don't want to use your money as a bank. Because I always tell people, how you do one thing is how you do everything. If you are overdrafting your bank account, you do not need an IUL. You do not need an IUL. An IUL is not for the wealthy. An IUL is for the disciplined. Hear me when I say it. It is not for the wealthy. It is for the discipline. You have to have a cash value in an IUL, or you're going to lapse your policy all day. And if it's not built right, you're definitely going to lapse it. So you got to make sure that that person that's building your IUL for you knows what they're doing. Okay? Yeah. You know what you're talking about, Louis.
And see, the funny part about it, if you look at it, it seems like a lot of people start joining in later, and that's the difference. So some of these guys are jealous. Young guys got rich off of crypto easy and are saying all crypto is going to zero. Straight haters.
Everybody got their opinion. I just love it. But listen, only invest what you can afford to lose. Do you hear me say nothing else tonight? Only invest what you can afford to lose. That's your play money. So the money that you make in your policy, maybe if you lose that, no worries. Because if you don't pay the money back in your policy, it's just going to be subtracted from your death benefit. Hello, somebody. Okay, that's how that works. Now, the money that you do take out from the policy as a loan, after 12 months, you have to start paying interest. So it's a 5%. So the only want to invest in something that's going to give you greater than 5 to 5.5, depending on what carrier you're with, interest. I don't care where you go, interest is going to be usually higher than that. But let's say if you put your money in something like a crypto that has 20 something, 40 something percent, you more than made your money back on top of the interest that you're having to pay every year. If you having to, use that cash value, say for crypto, for example, if that's something you want to just explore, but only use what you can afford to lose. All right. That's my advice. That's what I got. We were at an hour, Brian. Guys, check the beginning of this because it was so good at the beginning. You got to catch the replay, and you got to make sure you like it and share it. Don't hate. Brian is taking his time out. You guys got to show him more love. I know y'all showed on these other programs. This is a different kind of program. I get it. But
you know what? I want to add to that. Look what you're saying. It's a different program. The difference is we're not over here yelling, screaming, cursing, belittling people, gossiping, or anything. The bottom line is we giving out information that's going to be beneficial to them and their family as time go on. But you know what? You got very people, they don't want to be in tune for that. And we's over here yelling, screaming, and acting like some, like Gucci Hoochie Mama and all that other stuff. Like, they love that. And see, it doesn't always seem to amaze me how drama sell, like negativity sell. But when you start talking about positivity, when you start talking about Christ, when you start talking about anything that's going to uplift us, empower us, guess what? People run away from that. And I find that to be so backwards. But yet and still, I just want everybody to understand that, guess what? I don't care. You can have a son, you can have a daughter, you can have a wife, you can have any family member. But the bottom line is something should happen to you from a health wise. Guess what, folks? Nobody's going to wipe your rear end for free. So
That's
right
right.
now, take heed to the messages and the words that come out this woman's mouth. And to me, anybody that's interested, like I say, sign up. Get your consultant. You know what I'm saying? Get your consultation and get with her. She'll break it down. Let you know where you at, where you need to be, what you should be doing, what's going to be the best solution for you. Once she's able to analyze like all the stuff. But in order for you to come to her, you got to be straightforward. And you don't waste her time because once again, come down and let her know, listen, I'm sincere in my approach. This is what I need. You know what I'm saying right now, like Brian said, I don't want to be in Walmart at 91 years old. Hi, welcome to Walmart. I don't want to be that. I want to be able to relax, enjoy my retirement to the best of my ability. I want to be able, when I leave here, that guess what, my legacy live on because I didn't leave my family high and dry. They don't have to worry about where the next dollar is coming from. The buck don't stop here. It don't have to.
That's right. All right, Ryan. I love it. Let's do this. Let's keep having these conversations, and definitely comment in the comments below any questions if you're watching the replay that you want to see answered. And I'm trying to do a better job of going back to answer any questions that you have. Would love to see your comments. Please follow me on Instagram. That's primarily where I'm at. If you want to find me somewhere, if I'm going to be anywhere, and because I'm helping Brian. I'm helping a business partner with a contract for the particular state, for the state employees. So it's a lot of work. There's a lot of clients coming through. But we want to make sure that we take care of your clients as well, the people that come through your broadcast. So if you let me know that you came through Brian, we're going to make sure you have priority, all right, to make sure that you get taken care of. But we did take on a little bit more of a project. So while it is summertime, we want to get out and have some fun. We are taking on projects, but we also want to make sure that we take care of Brian's viewers. So make sure you let us know that you are a Brian viewer so that we can take good care of you at the same time. And we are doing the best that we can to make sure that everybody is receiving the information and the education that they have. I'm doing a brief webinar on Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 9 times out of 10 is going to be a replay. Every now and then I'm going to be live. I'm just going to be honest. But definitely check us out. Go to ShatekaHusser.com and take a look at how you can register for that webinar. And we want to make sure that you get the information that you need. So yeah, that's pretty much what we have. I also have a retirement planning guide. So go download your retirement planning guide at ShatekaHusser.com for free, for the free 99. Okay. Download that, and it's going to give you a lot of information to think about. 18 pages. Ow. I just hit my knee.
You all right?
Yeah. I have a copy of it right here. So, are you ready to retire? Outliving your assets, inflation. Because the main thing you want to make sure is that your retirement account is going to outpace inflation. Is it outpacing inflation? And if you have your money inside, say, an index universal life or an index annuity that's doing 285% participation rate, you're definitely going to be competing with inflation. All right. So that's important. Loss of a spouse, healthcare expenses, long-term care expenses, timing your retirement, evaluating an early retirement offer, understanding taxes in retirement, retirement income needs, retirement income organizer, creating a retirement paycheck, transitioning into retirement. This workbook is going to cover all those things so you can be prepared. If you haven't started planning for retirement, you have got to start. Listen, every time I talk to a client, 99% of them do not know a lot of answers. So the more answers you can have, the more prepared you're going to be. And yeah, you'll have that tax-free income for the rest of your life. All right. Yeah, so Shateka Husser, if somebody's trying to figure out If you Google Shateka Financial Services, I'll come up. You'll see everything there as well. If you're trying to vet me, yes, that's the best way to find me, Shateka Husser. I'm Googleable. Any other questions?
Nope. Somebody said that wall behind the queen is dope.
Oh, you like my wall, my brag me wall when I have my clients? Yeah, you like that? I got a few things on there. I don't have everything. It's on the. It overflowed to the other wall. Not just kidding.
The other wall, boy. See how
It's
when you see when God is in your neighborhood, guess what? You are definitely blessed. The other
Thank
wall.
you, Arm and Hammer.
Yeah.
All
So,
right,
folks,
guys.
listen, thank y'all for joining us or whatever. And like I told you right now, is me and Shateka will be more committed in what we're seeking to do. And like I said right now, is guess what? Only thing we're here to do is help. That's it. Right now, what the sense of having knowledge if you don't have nobody to share it with? And that's the difference.
Absolutely.
And she got a wealth of knowledge. And the only thing she trying to do is share it to each and every one that's willing to listen. Hey, thank y'all for joining us. Peace, love, and prosperity. May God bless you. One
Good
love.
night, everybody. We'll see you next week, Wednesday.
Somebody just came with it.